Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger Comic Book Review. We were talking about Red Lanterns. So, Earth Red Lantern's looking for revenge, finds the guy that kills his grandfather, and somebody, whom I'm not going to spoil, you'll have to read this, but a Green Lantern shows up at the very end, and it looks like the Earth Green Lantern, the Earth Red Lantern is going to be fighting a Green Lantern in the next issue. I'm slowly losing interest in Atrocitus and gaining more interest in the Earth Red Lantern. However, this series kind of leaves me, I don't know, empty. It's like I understand what I'm reading, and I understand the premise of the story, and I understand it's getting its feet, it's getting its roots in, but we're a half a year into this series already, and I don't feel like we've really gone anywhere much. All that's happened in a half a year is Atrocitus gave his Red Lanterns a brain, most of them, not all of them, some of them, not even most, some of them, a brain again, and this guy became a Red Lantern. The first 5 issues led into it. He became a Red Lantern in the end of the 5th issue, and now he's a Red Lantern in the 6th. There doesn't look to be any end in sight for this story. Possibly, what's his name is on the loose. We don't know where his body is. The Guardian, I forgot his name at the moment. Wow, his name slipped my mind. Krona's on the loose. We don't know if he's alive or if somebody stole his body. And yeah, so not really much going on in Red Lanterns that's really pushing the story to move forward. But it's doing good enough that it's not being canceled, thank God, so Red Lanterns. This book I can say nothing but good stuff for. Justice League International number 6. Beginning of the book has Booster Gold and Batman teaming up for a bit, and Batman telling Booster how he needs to step up his game if he's going to be a leader, and he knows, Batman knows that Booster can be a really great leader. Whereas everywhere else on Earth, the JLI are cleaning up the mess that happened in the first story with the robots and everything. You know, cleaning them up, making sure that the world is safe, making sure the cores don't go off. So they're playing cleanup crew, and then they come face to face with the UN. By the way, in the very beginning, when Batman and Booster Gold were teaming up, they found and apprehended the 2 people that blew up the Hall of Justice in the very beginning of the, I believe it was issue 2 or 3. And it turns out that there's somebody gunning to destroy the JLI, to blow them up, because there are several bomb threats throughout this entire book. And the ending was very explosive as well. I'll leave you guys to your imagination there. But anyway, back to where I was. The JLI are confronted by the UN, who have to decide whether to keep or drop the JLI after what went on in the previous story. That, you know, they did have a mission complete, but it was very sloppily done. So it's up to the UN whether they keep or they get rid of the JLI, and they choose in the end. Well, I'm not going to tell you what they choose, but it all leads into the last part of this book, which is a very explosive ending. This book is awesome. I don't read JLD, which is Justice League Dark, so I can't compare it to Justice League Dark. Mike reads it, but this is the best Justice League book between Justice League and this. I love this book. I love it. It has its own unique team. The chemistry is there. You know Godiva likes Booster. You know Guy hates Booster, and Ice is defending Booster, and you know there's a little love thing going on between Ice and Guy Gardner, and something happened to Red Rocket in this issue. It's like there's a lot of stuff that's happening in JLI, and I love it. I will show one page that really, I loved it. It was towards the very end, and here you go. Introducing the Justice League International. And I love that page. It was really good. Batman wasn't in this, though. Batman is like one of those secret, it even shows it on the cover. He's one of the hidden members of the JLI. He's there, but he's not always there. Kind of like Justice League. He's never really there. He's there, though. I loved it. Highly recommend JLI to everybody. There are not that many books that I can recommend from DC, really. There's a handful. Maybe I could count them on my two hands, but that's about it. JLI is definitely one of them. Animal Man 6 is a breath of fresh air. It doesn't follow through on the main story much at all. It actually is about the guy over here who's called the, oh God, why am I forgetting? The Red Thunder. And I really don't want to spoil the story. You have to read it. But to be honest, it's a break. It's like, okay, first 5 issues, all about Animal Man. And yeah, they're on the run. Here's another story. Red Thunder, and it turns out that the son is watching it on his iPod, and his battery runs out, and we don't get to see the end of the story. So it's like, great, I read this entire book to get to the end, or what looks like the end, and the kid's battery runs out, so now I don't know what happened next to Red Rocket. And it's like the last 2 pages of the comic, and they're in the trailer, and they're driving the motorhome or whatever, and the cat is still saying, we have to find Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is the only one. He's the greatest warrior of them all. He can save us. I understand why they did this. I'm not going to trash on this because it's a break. It gives you guys a breather. It gives you guys a chance to soak in everything that's happened in the first 5 issues. It gives us that little bit of a breather. And, okay, here's a month where really nothing happens with the main cast, but here's a story nonetheless. Yeah, it was a good break in the story. Artwork was different, and yeah, there was actually different. There was 3 different artists, I believe. One artist did one section, one artist did another. I'll give you guys an example of the artwork. Here's an example of the different artwork. You can look at that page. That's Red Thunder. He's a superhero that was a kid superhero, went into retirement, and then came out of retirement. And yeah, fun times. And then we go back to the regular Animal Man artwork when we get back to Animal Man. So, they're on the run. To be continued. Next is Animal versus Man. And you know, Animal Man, I can understand. I wonder how he feels. You know, his daughter's the real Avatar. He believed he was the Avatar of the Red for so many years. I mean, we all believed it since the day he came to life. You know, in the comic book world, since the day they brought him into the light. But now it's like, no, you're just there. Your daughter's really the Avatar. I wonder if that'll play on his ego in a future story. I don't know. But Animal Man, still good. But once again, this is an issue that nothing happens, really. It's just a break in the story to give you that, okay, I know what happened in the past 5 months. I'm ready for issue 7. I'm ready to continue the story. However, a book that did not take a break yet, can't take a break because it's Swamp Thing, number 6. Because it's Swamp Thing, you can't take a break. Abigail gets sucked into the rot. And Alec Holland has to make the decision to stay and fight for her or to run and come back and try to save her. It's heartbreaking. It definitely tugs at the heartstrings. And Alec Holland finally realizes, shit, the rot is winning and I'm losing. The Parliament is being burned down and what am I going to do? I was wrong. Of course, who didn't see this coming? I called it from issue 2 that he was going to realize he was wrong. He's like, I'm wrong. I was wrong. What am I going to do? So he runs to the first spot of green, and he goes, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Take me. And he's like reaching out to the green, and the green reaches out to him, but it's like, it's too late. We're not strong enough anymore. You failed us, Alec Holland. It's too late. And then something happens to Alec Holland that you got to read this to see what happens to Alec in the very last page. But it's like, ooh, oh man. But we all know Swamp Thing's not going to end that way. It's just how is Alec Holland going to become Swamp Thing now? And we're going to find out in issue 7. You know, every issue teases it. It's like, okay, at the end of this issue, maybe he'll become Swamp Thing. And you think he is, all the way until the last page, and then he doesn't. So the next issue now, we're going to reach into maybe Alec Holland's going to become Swamp Thing. We don't know. We'll see. Ignore the phone in the background. But I'm hoping that before the end of the last issue, of the next issue, we'll be able to see if Alec Holland becomes Swamp Thing and what's going to happen. I just hope they don't end issue 7 with Alec Holland becoming Swamp Thing, because that would be horrible. Anyway, let's round out this week, because there's a Super Bowl going on tonight, and I know Michael's in a rush. He's already wearing his Giants hat.
Represent.
Yeah. So, anyway, let's round out this week. First, we have Swamp Thing 6. Really good. I would highly recommend it. Animal Man 6 took a break. You have a little breather here. I would not recommend it, but at the same time, it's a break. It gives you guys that relaxation. It didn't continue the story much, so you can just relax for 1 month in Animal Man. JLI number 6, really good. Highly recommend the book. Red Lantern 6, we're half a year in, and the story feels like it's only moved maybe 3 months in. It feels like I'm reading issue 3. But at the same time, a lot's still going on. It needs to get its roots. It's not being canceled, so we'll see where that goes. Detective Comics number 6. Batman Detective Comics number 6. If somebody can explain to me what's going on, I mean, I understand what's going on. Don't get my sarcasm wrong. I know what's going on, but at the same time, why? What happened? What's happening? I just don't know. I don't know. And this book is teetering on the line. Winter Soldier number 1 was awesome. Highly recommend you guys check out at least issue 1. You might really like it. Amazing Spider-Man issue 679. Really, really good. Dan Slott has not done wrong by the Spider-Man comics yet. Can't wait for at to World's End, or to Earth, to the ends of the earth. Uncanny X-Force 21 still pushing on strong. Venom number 13. The story was definitely something I didn't expect in a Venom book. I would expect more of that in the Ghost Rider book. I kind of went into a lot of detail with this book. Sorry guys, yeah, it should have been in a Ghost Rider book, but it wasn't. So, I leave it up to you guys. Venom is still really good, in my opinion. The artwork's really good. Can't wait for it to all end next month, I guess, then. Avengers Extinction 3 of 4. Yeah, pretty much the same stuff going on there, leading into the Avengers vs. X-Men, or leading into Avengers vs. X-Men 0. So, whatever. Lock and Key 4, really awesome. Clockworks, issue 4. I would absolutely say check it out. Infestation 2 Transformers number 1 was pretty good. Good first issue for Transformers. Good first issue for Infestation 2 as far as the chain of issues. And Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi number 0. If you don't want any kind of dictionaries worth of stuff, you don't need the book. But I got it, and I'm happy because I like the cover, and the artwork, and it's really nice. It's a nice little dictionary of stuff in case I have no idea what's going on. I now have my reference. That's it for this week. First week of February, once again, February 1st, 2012. Next week I have a bunch of comics coming. I might have a little tiny itty bitty review in the middle of this week for 2 comics in particular that did not come out this week, but they came out a couple of weeks ago, and I decided to give them a shot. So we'll see. And yeah, so that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl tonight.
Go Giants.
I know that this is going to be posted after the Super Bowl, but I hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl then. I'm going to go and enjoy the Super Bowl tonight. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week, where there will be a new shirt. Teaser right there. And yeah, a lot of comics. So take care, guys. See you guys next week. Well, I'll see you guys in the next video, because there will be a video sometime in the middle of next week. So see you guys then. Take care. Hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl. Have a good week, and see you soon. Keep on reading.